They say every empire begins as a whisper in the mind of a dreamer, not with armies, not with wealth, not even with power. It begins in the silent corners of imagination, where no one sees, no one believes, and no one but you can hear the distant drumbeat of destiny. Vision, it is the spark that ignites all human greatness. Without it, there is no triumph. Without it, there is no revolution. Without it, there is no you, the you that you were meant to become. Close your eyes for a moment. Listen. Beyond the noise, beyond the doubts that claw at your mind like desperate hands trying to pull you back into mediocrity, there is a voice. It speaks in fragments. It speaks in images. It speaks of who you could be if only you dared. That voice is not a fantasy. It is not a daydream. It is your soul screaming through the prison bars of fear and conformity. It is the seed of creation itself. Every towering monument you have ever seen, every skyscraper that cuts into the heavens, every symphony that moves your heart, it was born first in the dark, in the hidden soil of someone's relentless imagination. Edison groped through 10,000 failures to find the filament that would light the world. Ford envisioned a car in every driveway when the world called it a fool's fantasy. Disney saw castles in swamps where others saw only mud. Lincoln bore the crushing weight of ridicule, betrayal, and civil war, because in his mind he could already see a nation reborn in freedom. They were not magicians. They were not chosen. They were creators. And creation is not reserved for the few. It is the birthright of every human soul, willing to pay the price. But here is the secret. Vision alone is not enough. The world is littered with dreamers who never woke up and built. Vision must be forged in the fires of belief, hammered by clarity, strengthened by purpose, and unleashed through ruthless action. Mindset is where the war is won or lost, because the moment you decide, truly decide, that your vision is real, it begins to harden into reality. Your mind is the master craftsman, the architect of your fate. Guard it like the treasure it is. You must plant only seeds of power, belief, determination, and rip out every weed of doubt by its roots. You must become the gatekeeper of your thoughts, the defender of your dream, the champion of your destiny. The world will try to poison you. It will tell you to be realistic. It will tell you to play it safe. It will whisper that your dreams are too big, too risky, too foolish, and you must smile, because you will know the size of the dream measures the size of the life. The risk measures the reward. The foolishness measures the greatness waiting beyond the fear. Belief is not hope. Hope is passive. Belief is active. It is a weapon forged by choice, not circumstance. You must choose to believe in your vision when it seems laughable. You must choose to believe when you are alone. You must choose to believe when every fiber of your body aches with the weight of failure. The mind, once stretched by a bold vision, can never return to its smaller dimensions. It will either break under fear or rise under faith. Clarity is your next weapon. A vision blurred by uncertainty will die in the trenches of confusion. You must make the invisible visible. You must make the distant near. You must take the shimmering outlines of your dream and chisel them into sharp, undeniable form. What do you want? Not vaguely, not more success or happiness. That is the language of the lost. You must define your vision as a craftsman defines his masterpiece, stroke by deliberate stroke, until there is no doubt, no hesitation, no retreat. See it, feel it, taste it, smell it, touch it in your mind so vividly that your body believes it has already begun. Purpose is the fuel that will keep the fire burning when the winds of resistance howl against you. Without purpose, you will crumble. Without purpose, you will betray yourself when comfort calls. Without purpose, you will be seduced by the cheap dopamine of distractions, and the world will consume you before you ever take your first step. Purpose is not handed to you. It is discovered. It is carved out of the bedrock of your deepest why. Ask yourself, why must this vision live? Not why would it be nice? Why must it be? Why must you become this creator? Why must you endure? No matter the cost. If the purpose is weak, the journey will break you. If the purpose is strong, the journey will forge you. Discipline is the bridge from imagination to manifestation. Discipline is doing what must be done, even when you are tired, bored, afraid, or alone. Discipline is walking through the valley of doubt, while others turn back and finding strength in the echoes of your own footsteps. You must marry your vision to discipline until they are indistinguishable, until every thought, every action, every breath you take builds the cathedral of your dream stone by stone. Action is the chisel that shapes reality from the marble of possibility. No thought, no feeling, no plan, no meditation will ever replace the raw, bloody work of action. Edison did not think the light bulb into existence. He burned his hands. He shattered glass. He stumbled through failure after failure, each one carving him closer to victory. You must fall in love with the process, not just the prize. You must be willing to toil unseen, to labor in obscurity, to create when no applause sounds and no accolades come. Because creation does not reward the impatient, it rewards the relentless. The world does not bend to the first attempt. It does not surrender to wishes or intentions. It yields only to the Creator who refuses to yield. Gratitude is the armor you must wear along this brutal path. It is not a weak sentiment, not a polite courtesy. It is a force of transmutation. When you are grateful, even for the hardship, even for the failure, even for the rejection, you transform pain into power. Gratitude sees opportunity where others see obstacle. Gratitude whispers, I am still here. I am still breathing. Therefore, I can still create. Lincoln gave thanks for every brutal trial that taught him resilience. Ford thanked every critic, for they sharpened his resolve. Disney thanked every setback, for they taught him to dream bigger, not smaller. In the darkest nights, gratitude is the star that guides you. In the most vicious storms, gratitude is the anchor that holds you. Adaptability is the silent strength of the Creator. Plans will shatter, markets will shift, friends will betray, resources will vanish, and still you must move. You are not a tree rooted to one spot. You are a force of nature, a river that bends and twists and carves its way through the stone, reshaping mountains by persistence. The rigid mind shatters under change. The adaptable mind bends and conquers. When one door closes, 10 windows open, but only for those whose eyes remain unclouded by bitterness. Resilience is your declaration of immortality in a mortal world. You will fall, you will fail, you will break, not once, not twice, but again and again, as many times as necessary. Because resilience is not surviving one blow, it is surviving 1,000, and rising once more, bloodied but unbowed. Edison once said, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. What the world calls failure, the Creator calls feedback. What the world calls defeat, the Creator calls direction. The storms are not sent to destroy you. They are sent to strip away the weakness that cannot survive the summit. Learning is the alchemy of the victorious. You must become a voracious learner, not a passive consumer of facts, but an aggressive seeker of mastery. You must study success and failure like a general studies the art of war. Every mistake is a teacher. Every setback is a lesson written in fire. Carnegie built an empire not because he knew everything, but because he learned faster, adapted quicker, thought deeper. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. The world rewards not what you know, but what you do with what you know. Vision, mindset, belief, clarity, purpose, discipline, action, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, learning. These are not separate paths. They are not isolated traits. They are links in the unbreakable chain that drags vision from the mist of imagination into the concrete world. And if even one link is weak, the chain snaps under pressure. You must forge every link with fire and force. Look into the mirror, truly look, and ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price of creation? Not everyone is. Not everyone should be. Because the path from vision to victory demands a cost that most are unwilling to pay. The death of comfort, the rejection of mediocrity, the burial of fear, the relentless pursuit of something larger than life itself. But for those who choose to pay, for those who wake each morning with steel in their spine and fire in their gut, the reward is not just the dream realized. It is the person forged in the process. It is the creator, standing atop the summit of a life lived fully, fiercely, unapologetically, a life that leaves a mark on the world so deep that time itself cannot erase it. You are not here to exist. You are not here to survive. You are here to create. But you are here to take the invisible and birth it into the visible. You are here to turn visions into victories, dreams into dynasties, hopes into monuments that future generations will point to and say, there was a creator, there was a force that shaped the world, and it begins now. It begins the moment you stop waiting for permission. It begins the moment you silence the inner critic that says, who am I to dream so big? It begins the moment you realize that the question was never who am I? The real question is who could I become, if only I dared. This is the battlefield of destiny. This is the proving ground of the soul. The walls of limitation that surround you are made of paper. The bars of fear that imprison you are made of smoke. The only chains that bind you are the ones you have accepted. And the key to freedom is in your hands. It has always been. You are not a prisoner. You are not a spectator. You are a creator. And it is time, it is past time, to create with every ounce of fire that still flickers in your bones. Build the life that haunts your dreams. Forge the future that sets your heart ablaze. Write the story that history will never forget. From vision to victory. Master the art of creation and become the legend you were born to be. Time is the canvas, but it is also the thief. Understand this truth: time does not wait for dreamers. It does not pity the hesitant. It does not pause for the fearful. Every second that slips by is a second you could have built, created, moved. Every day lost in doubt is a day that could have been a brick laid in the empire of your destiny. The greatest creators are not those who had more time. It is those who used their time with ruthless precision. Lincoln carved greatness in the scant hours between grief and war. Edison spent sleepless nights hammering at the walls of impossibility while others surrendered to comfort. Disney mortgaged his own future again and again, gambling everything he had on the invisible. They understood time is not a river you float upon, it is a weapon you wield. Every moment you own becomes a dagger thrust into the heart of mediocrity. You must master your hours as a general commands his army. Plan, attack, advance. No hesitation, no wasted movement. Procrastination is treason against your own soul. There will never be a perfect moment. There will never be a morning when fear does not whisper. There will never be a path free of obstacles. The battle is won by those who move anyway. Persistence is the heartbeat of the Creator. Not a steady, passive beat, but a savage, unrelenting drum that pounds louder with every failure, every rejection, every defeat. The average man tastes failure once and retreats. The Creator drinks failure like bitter medicine and grows stronger with each dose. You will be ignored. You will be laughed at. You will be betrayed. You will be broken. Good. It means you are on the right path, because no great creator has ever walked through the gates of triumph without crawling first through the trenches of despair. Persistence is not stubbornness. Persistence is intelligent, strategic madness. It is the refusal to surrender the vision no matter how many times reality tries to beat it out of you. And then, deeper still, beyond persistence lies something even rarer: obsession. The world fears that word. It paints obsession as madness, as danger. But obsession, true obsession, is the furnace in which the impossible is made inevitable. Obsession bends the universe to your will. When your vision consumes you, when you would rather die than abandon it, when it colors every thought, sharpens every action, burns in every breath, then you have become unstoppable. Every empire is built by an obsessed mind. Every revolution is sparked by an obsessed soul. Was Edison not obsessed when he spent years chasing a sliver of light? Was Lincoln not obsessed when he chose to risk the Union itself for the dream of freedom? Was Disney not obsessed when he built a kingdom where others saw only bankruptcy? Obsession is sacred. Obsession is divine. It is the refusal to live a small life in a small world, bowing to small expectations. When you become obsessed, you become inevitable. And what then is the point of all this fire? What is the end game of all this creation? It is not wealth. It is not fame. It is not comfort. It is legacy. Legacy is the echo that thunders long after your voice has fallen silent. It is the bridge you build from your fleeting life to the endless generations that follow. It is the monument you raise in the hearts and minds of others. Proof that you lived, truly lived, and shaped the world by the force of your will. Legacy is not about being remembered. It is about what you are remembered for. Did you create beauty? Did you spark revolutions of thought? Did you lift others from the darkness? Did you shatter chains? Did you expand what humanity believed was possible? Because in the end, it is not how long you lived that matters. It is how deeply you lived. It is not the years you spent breathing that are counted. It is the moments you spent creating. Impact is the final measure. Did you leave the world different from how you found it? Did you set fires in the minds of others? Did you inspire 1, 10, 1,000 souls to rise higher than they thought they could? Did your life become the spark that ignited a chain reaction across time? That is victory. Not trophies, not applause, not fleeting status. Victory is creation multiplied through generations. Victory is vision made flesh, standing proud against the howling winds of time. And know this, the power to claim that victory lies within you, now this very moment, not someday, not when the stars align, not when you feel ready. Now the world is not waiting. Your destiny is not waiting. The longer you hesitate, the heavier the chains grow. The longer you doubt, the more distant the dream becomes. But the instant you rise, the instant you tear the fear from your throat and roar your vision into the heavens, the universe bends, subtly but surely in your favor. Because creation respects the bold. Creation bows to the relentless. Creation crowns the obsessed. Look back across the ages. Every monument, every invention, every revolution, every masterpiece, all were born from a single soul who dared to imagine and refused to surrender. Now it is your turn. You stand where they once stood, trembling at the edge of the impossible. You feel what they once felt, the terror, the doubt, the burning hope. You hold what they once held, the raw, terrifying power of choice. What will you do with it? Will you retreat and let the fire die with you? Or will you rise and unleash an inferno that no force on earth can extinguish? The future is a blank page. The pen is in your hand. The ink is your sweat, your blood, your dreams. Write something that will shake the foundations of the world. Forge something so vast, so bold, so fiercely alive, that when history turns its gaze back to this moment, it will say, here a creator was born. Here a new world began. The world does not need more noise. It does not need more distraction, more imitation, more shallow ambition. It needs creators. It needs builders. It needs souls so alive, so burning with purpose, that their very existence becomes a lighthouse in the fog. This is the age of endless chatter and empty noise, but true creation cuts through it like a blade through mist. You must become that blade. You must silence the doubters, not with words, but with results. You must overwhelm the cynics, not with argument, but with achievement. You must outlast the skeptics, not with defenses, but with victories. In the end, only creation speaks. The structures of comfort around you, the jobs, the expectations, the soft cages, were not built for creators. They were built to keep you contained, to keep you predictable, to keep you small. They whisper, stay safe. They murmur, stay reasonable. They plead, stay the same. But creation demands you break free. It demands you become unreasonable. It demands you become dangerous to the status quo. It demands you become the force that others fear to awaken. You were not born to be managed. You were not born to live and die in quiet frustration. You were not born to spend your days caged by fear, your nights haunted by dreams unfulfilled. You were born to tear open new possibilities, to hammer through the walls others dare not even touch, to rip open the seams of reality and drag something magnificent into existence. The spark of divinity burns inside you, but it demands to be fed with courage, sharpened with discipline, and unleashed with relentless action. And here is the brutal, beautiful truth. No one is coming to save you. No mentor will hand you destiny. No opportunity will fall into your lap fully formed. No savior will knock on your door. You are the hero. You are the builder. You are the architect of your fate. The same fire that burned in Carnegie's chest, the same hunger that drove Ford to forge an industry, The same fever that pushed Edison to chase light through endless nights. It lives in you. It always has. But like a sword buried in stone, it must be claimed. It must be earned. Every fear you conquer sharpens it. Every failure you endure tempers it. Every action you take polishes it, until one day you will stand not as a dreamer but as a doer, not as a seeker but as a sovereign, not as a prisoner but as a creator, free and undeniable. Creation is war, not against the world but against every weakness within you. The war against laziness, the war against distraction, the war against fear, the war against the inner voice that whispers, maybe you can't. And every morning you must rise to fight again. You must choose to be the hammer, not the anvil. You must choose to be the fire, not the ash. You must choose to be the architect, not the accident. Understand, pain is inevitable. Sacrifice is inevitable. Loneliness is inevitable. The Creator's path is not walked by crowds. It is carved by the few who dare walk alone when necessary, who dare bet everything on a vision only they can see. But oh, what a life it becomes. A life lived ablaze with meaning. A life marked not by regrets but by triumphs. A life that echoes across time, long after the body has fallen silent. This is immortality. Not the immortality of flesh, but the immortality of impact. When you create something greater than yourself, you transcend death. You write your name into the fabric of reality itself. You become legend. But legends are not born by accident. They are forged, hammered and bent and shaped through relentless will. They are written in sweat, in blood, in sleepless nights, in battles fought in the silence of the soul when no one is watching. And you have everything you need to become one. The seed of greatness is already inside you, not because you are special, but because every human carries that seed. The only question is, will you plant it? Will you nurture it? Will you protect it from the storms of doubt, the droughts of fear, the weeds of mediocrity? Or will you let it rot buried beneath excuses and forgotten dreams? You already know the answer. You have always known. The fire you feel stirring in your chest right now, that is the call. That is destiny pounding at the door of your spirit. Do not deny it. Do not betray it. Do not go to your grave with your music still locked inside you. The future belongs to the creators. The world bends to the bold. The universe rewards the relentless. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too small. You are exactly what the world needs. If you will only awaken, if you will only step into the inferno of creation and become something more than flesh and bone, become the vision, become the victory. Carve your name into the bedrock of existence itself, from vision to victory. Master the art of creation, and leave a legacy so fierce, so luminous that eternity itself will stand in awe. There will come a moment so pure, so shattering, when you realize the world was never your enemy. It was your proving ground. The obstacles were placed not to punish you, but to sharpen you. The delays were not denials, they were preparations. The betrayals were not curses. They were clarifying fires that burned away weakness. Everything you thought was breaking you was in truth forging you. Understand, gold is worthless until it has endured the fire. Steel is brittle until it has been hammered and quenched. So too with you. You were not made for a life of quiet acceptance. You were not crafted to be another ghost walking through the motions. You were sculpted by time, by hardship, by unseen hands to rise. And when you rise, when you finally claim the fullness of your being, something extraordinary happens. You realize you were never merely chasing success. You were becoming success itself. You become the living embodiment of creation. Every thought a blueprint, every word a decree, every action a brick in the empire you are building. You cease seeking permission. You cease asking whether you are worthy. You know because the evidence stands before you. The battles fought, the fears crushed, the victories earned, and yet this is not the end. It is the beginning of an even greater journey, because true creators never retire, true visionaries never stop building, true souls on fire never dim. Creation is not a task to be completed. It is a life to be lived. You build not for applause, but because building is what you are. You create not for validation, but because creation is your very nature. You become a river, always moving, always carving, always shaping the landscape around you. The dreams that once terrified you now seem small. The fears that once paralyzed you now seem laughable. You stand atop the mountains you once thought were impossible to climb, and from that height you see new mountains, vaster still, rising in the distance, and you do not fear them. You smile, because now you understand. The climb is the point. The struggle is the gift. The creation is the reward. You are no longer trapped in the myth of arrival, that lie that says happiness lies at some distant finish line. But you have found a deeper, greater truth. Joy is found in the building. Glory is found in the striving. Life is found in the act of creation itself. And through it all, gratitude becomes your fuel. Not passive, naive gratitude, but fierce, active gratitude. Gratitude for the battle, for the chance to fight. Gratitude for the struggle, for the chance to grow. Gratitude for the failures, for the lessons they carved into your soul. Gratitude even for the pain, because it proved you were alive, still fighting, still becoming. This gratitude transforms you. It lifts you above bitterness. It shields you against entitlement. It anchors you when the storms rage. It reminds you every day that creation itself is a miracle, a privilege bought with blood and time and relentless will. And as you build, as you strive, as you pour your soul into the great symphony of creation, you will change, not by abandoning who you are, but by uncovering who you were always meant to be. You will shed the skins of doubt. You will discard the chains of fear. You will rise from the ashes of your old life like a phoenix, wings blazing against the darkness, and others will see you. They will feel your fire. They will be drawn to it, not because you demanded it, but because greatness calls to greatness. You will become a living reminder that more is possible, that dreams are real, that the spirit, once awakened, can move mountains, break chains, rewrite futures. You will become not just a creator of things, but a creator of creators. Your courage will give birth to courage in others. Your victories will plant seeds of victory in countless unseen hearts, and so your impact will ripple outward, across lives and lands you may never even know. This is the true reward, not the fleeting applause of men, not the temporary crowns of wealth or fame, but the eternal invisible empire, built through every soul you ignite, every spirit you awaken, every life you elevate, through the sheer force of your example. That is creation in its highest form, and it is within your reach, right now, right here, in this breath. The question is not, can you do it? You already know you can. The only question is, will you dare? Will you step across the threshold from passive existence into active creation? Will you trade the numb comfort of safety for the electric terror of freedom? Will you abandon the shallow security of the known for the wild, boundless ocean of possibility? Will you burn the ships, light the fires, forge the path, and never look back? Because the moment you decide, the moment you commit with every fiber of your being, the universe itself will begin to shift. The doors you thought were locked will creak open. The allies you thought unreachable will appear. The forces you thought were against you will reveal themselves as stepping stones, not because magic will descend from the heavens, but because creation rewards the committed. When you move with absolute conviction, the very fabric of reality bends to your will. It always has. You are not a passive observer here. You are a maker of worlds. You are the heir of every dreamer who ever lived, the descendant of every builder who ever dared, the future ancestor of countless creators yet unborn. The blood of kings and visionaries and warriors courses through you. You carry the dreams of thousands who came before you, and the hopes of millions who will come after. You are not small. You are not weak. You are not helpless. You are vast. You are powerful. You are chosen. But you must choose yourself first. No more waiting. No more doubting. No more living at half light, half strength, half life. Rise now, from vision to victory. Master the art of creation, and build a life so radiant, so defiant, so magnificent, that when your time comes to leave this world, It will not be with regret, but with a roar that says, I was here, I saw, I dreamed, I dared, I created, and nothing was ever the same again. The clock is ticking. The sands are falling. The silent thief called time moves without mercy, and every moment wasted is a moment you cannot reclaim. And so the question remains, what will you do with the breath still burning in your lungs? What will you do with the fire still flickering in your heart? Will you let it fade, smothered by fear and doubt and small ambitions, or will you fan it into a raging inferno that lights up the world? You were given life, not to survive it, but to spend it recklessly in the pursuit of something greater than yourself. To empty yourself so fully into your vision that when death comes for you, and it will, you can meet it not with trembling regret, but with a warrior's grin. There are two types of lives, those lived by default and those lived by design. Default is easy. It requires no courage. It demands no sacrifice. It is the path of the asleep, of those who shuffle through their days, never questioning, never daring, never truly living. But design demands everything. It demands the death of your old self, the burial of your excuses, the sacrifice of your comfort. It demands you step naked into the forge and trust that on the other side of the fire a masterpiece waits. And yet, the fire is not your enemy. The fire is your birthright. It is the birthplace of destiny. It is the crucible of greatness. In the fires of creation you are not destroyed. You are revealed. The impurities burn away. The lies fall off like ash. The illusions melt under the white heat of relentless action. And what remains, what survives, is you, the real you. The you that cannot be bought, cannot be broken, cannot be bent by fear or failure or the petty opinions of others. The you who was born to carve your initials into the granite face of time itself. So let the fire come. Let it rage. Let it burn away every false belief, every cowardly thought, every tired story you have ever told yourself about why you can't, why you shouldn't, why you must wait. There is no waiting. There is no perfect moment. There is no right time. There is only now, and now is always enough. The vision that stirs within you, the dream that keeps whispering in the quiet hours when the world has gone still. It is not random. It is not foolish. It is the truest part of you, calling you home. Answer it. Answer it with action, with devotion, with a ruthlessness that leaves no space for hesitation or fear, because hesitation kills dreams, doubt drowns visions, timidity strangles destinies before they can even breathe. But boldness births worlds. Dare to move before you are ready. Dare to speak before you are certain. Dare to build before you are sure of the outcome. Dare to leap, and let the wings grow as you fall. This is the way of the Creator. This is the law of vision to victory. The world does not belong to the careful. It does not belong to the cautious. It does not belong to those who wait for permission. It belongs to the reckless artists of destiny, the fevered architects of tomorrow, the wild-eyed builders who look at the impossible and say, watch me. And when they fall, and they will fall, they rise again, bloodied but laughing, because they know that every scar is a badge of honor, every failure a stepping stone, every defeat a deeper vow. You are that builder. You are that architect. You are that wild-eyed creator, if only you will claim it. Not someday, not after the fear fades, not after you feel ready, but now, right now. The battlefield is before you. The tools are in your hands. The hour is late, and the stars themselves are leaning in, waiting to see what you will do. Rise. Raise your voice. Raise your vision. Raise your standard until the earth shakes beneath your feet. Declare with your life that you will not die with your dreams still inside you. Declare with your actions that you will not leave this world quietly. You will leave claw marks on history. You will leave echoes in eternity. You will leave a masterpiece so undeniable that even death itself must bow its head in respect. This is your charge. This is your calling. This is your legacy. From vision to victory, from thought to form, from whisper to thunder. Master the art of creation, not just once, not just today, but every day, until your final breath. Because when you create, truly create, you become immortal. Your works live beyond you. Your impact ripples beyond you. Your fire burns in the hearts of those who come after you, lighting the way through the darkness. This is the gift of creation, a life that matters, a life that echoes, a life that was fully, fiercely, magnificently lived. And so, now, the only thing left to do is everything. Step forward, swing the hammer, write the first word, lay the first stone, speak the first truth, and never stop, because this world, this trembling, beautiful, hungry world, is waiting for you. It always has been. And now, finally, so are you, awake, alive, unstoppable, from vision to victory. Master the art of creation, and take your rightful place among the immortals.